Now, after some time, this piece turns brown in color, right? Similarly, the potatoes. After cutting, the pieces you keep it aside for some time. Even the potato also turns dark brown in color. Now, what might be the reason for this? Yes, it is of course the chemical reaction take place there. So what type of chemical reaction? Yes, it's oxidation reaction. So it is due to oxidation reaction only the apple pieces, after cutting, they turns brown. The potato pieces turns brown. Fine. Now, like this, many examples of this oxidation reaction are seen in our day-to-day life. I can give you an example. Rusting of iron. So iron pieces, or for example, like our keys, cupboard keys, knife, iron equipments or iron hardwares. Yes, so all these, when it is exposed to air, it undergo oxidation and rusting take place after some time. So that rusting, the brown color powder formed on the iron pieces, that is rusting. So the rusting is one of the chemical reaction called as oxidation reaction. Similarly, burning of Lpg gas. So Lpg gas also burns in the presence of oxygen. So that is also another oxidation reaction. And inside our body, two oxidation reactions take place. Like example, oxidation of carbohydrate and fats. They get oxidized and get converted into carbon dioxide gas and water. Yes. So as a result, what happens? Due to oxidation, energy is produced in our body. Yes. So likewise in all living organisms, this type of oxidation reaction take place. So they are the metabolic reactions that take place inside the body, and as a result, energy molecules are produced in the body, which give us ultimate strength to do all our daily activities. Fine. Now let us go to the redox reaction. So redox reaction is one such reaction where oxidation reaction and reduction reaction are accompanied simultaneously. Yes. So if oxidation reaction takes place, then oxidation reaction is accompanied with reduction reaction too, or vice versa. If reduction reaction takes place, then oxidation reaction is also accompanied. So such reactions are called as redox reaction. Yes, otherwise it can be also defined like this. If oxidation reaction and reduction reaction take place simultaneously during a chemical process, then that is called as that reaction is called as redox reaction. Yes. Now let us see what is oxidation and what is reduction reaction. So according to classical concept, oxidation means addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, that is oxidation reaction. Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, that is oxidation reaction. Whereas reduction reaction is addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen, so that is called as a reduction reaction. Yes. Now in terms of, sometimes some reactions can be also explained in terms of electrons. Yes, in terms of electrons, how do we explain reduction and oxidation reaction? Yes. Reaction in which electrons are lost. Reaction in which electrons are lost. So such reactions are called as oxidation reaction, and the reaction in which electrons are gained. So such reactions are called as reduction reaction. Yes, so here we are studying the three definitions for oxidation as well as reduction. So oxidation, I repeat, addition of oxygen, one definition. Another one, removal of hydrogen. So these two are definition for oxidation. And at the same time, when we consider in terms of electron, yes, electrons are lost or removal of electrons. So that is oxidation reaction. Now if we consider reduction reaction, addition of hydrogen, reduction, and removal of oxygen, that also is reduction reaction. In terms of electron, when electron reaction. Yes, now let us see few examples for this oxidation reduction reaction and understand it. Let us consider the first reaction here. First reaction is iron combined with oxygen to give iron oxide. So iron oxide is Fe2O3. So this is an reaction for rusting of iron. Fe is iron. Iron combined with the oxygen and get converted into iron oxide. Now let us balance this reaction. So on the right hand side of the reaction, 3 oxygen atoms are there, whereas on the left hand side only 2 oxygen atoms are there. So in order to balance, what should I do? I multiply these 2 on the right hand side product. So now here, how many oxygens are there? 6 oxygen. 2 into 3, 6 oxygens are there. Okay. Now on the right hand side, 6 oxygen atoms are there, whereas on the left hand side, only 2 oxygen. So I just put here 3. So now here, on the left hand side also, 6 oxygen is there. Now on the right hand side, 4 atoms of iron is there. 2 Fe2, that means 4 atoms of iron. Whereas on the left hand side only 1 atom. So I just put here 4. So now on the left hand side and right hand side, the iron is balanced. Right, so this is the balancing. Okay, so now let us see how the iron is getting oxidized to iron oxide. So to the iron, oxygen is added. So we know oxidation is a reaction where oxygen is added. So here iron to the iron, oxygen is added, and as a result we get iron oxide. So this is an example for oxidation where addition of oxygen is added to iron. Yes, so this is an oxidation reaction. Okay. Now let us look into another reaction of oxidation. So that is called as removal of hydrogen. So removal of hydrogen is also oxidation. It's also a definition for oxidation. So let us study that with an example. So here hydrogen sulfide H2S. H2S is a formula for hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide react with chlorine molecule Cl2. Chlorine molecule. It is Cl2. Chlorine is diatomic. So that's why it is chlorine molecule. Okay. React with chlorine molecule to give HCl. As a product, along with the HCl, you get sulfur. S is sulfur. Yes, and HCl is your hydrochloric acid. Yes, hydrochloric acid. Yes, so to the hydrogen sulfide, when chlorine is combined, you get HCl, hydrochloric acid, and sulfur. Okay, so here what happens? What happens here? Hydrogen is removed. Hydrogen is removed from sulfur. From hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen is removed. And what do you get? You get only sulfur. So that's what removal of hydrogen. Yes. So this hydrogen is removed from sulfur. So that's why it is an example for oxidation. Removal of hydrogen is an example, is an oxidation reaction. So hydrogen sulfide is getting oxidized to sulfur and hydrochloric acid. Got it? Next one is let us study about reduction reaction. So reduction reaction is removal of oxygen. Reduction reaction is removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. Yes. So first let us consider how oxygen is removed to get reduced or reduction process. Now cupric oxide, CuO is cupric oxide. So cupric oxide, when it combined with carbon, what do you get? You get copper, Cu. Along with copper, you get carbon monoxide. CO means carbon monoxide. Yes. So cupric oxide combined with carbon to give copper and carbon monoxide. So here, from the cupric oxide, oxygen is removed. So as a result, you get copper. Yes. So cupric oxide is reduced to copper. How it is reduced? By removal of an oxygen atom. Yes, from cupric oxide, oxygen is removed, so that gives you copper. So this is an example for reduction process. Likewise, let us consider sulfur when combined with H2, hydrogen molecule. Yes, sulfur when combined with hydrogen molecule, you get hydrogen sulfide H2S, hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so to the sulfur, hydrogen is added. So for that reason, addition of hydrogen is reduction. example for reduction reaction where hydrogen is added to sulfur. Got it? Now let us look into this reaction of oxidation. So here we have not done the balancing. So here on the left hand side 2 hydrogen is there, whereas on the right hand side only 1 hydrogen is there. So to balance it, I put here 2. Now on the right hand side 2 chlorine atoms are there, whereas on the left hand side also 2 chlorine atoms is there, so it is balanced. And on the left hand side 1 sulfur atom, and on the right hand side also 1 sulfur atom, so that is also balanced. So this balance hydrogen sulfide combined with chlorine atom to chlorine molecule. HCl means chlorine molecule to give hydrogen hydrochloric acid, HCl, and sulfur. Fine. So that balancing is over. Now let us study reduction and oxidation reaction in terms of electrons. So I said you already, reduction reaction is gain of electrons and oxidation reaction is loss of electrons. Oxidation is loss of electrons. Fine. So now let us look at the example. Fe2 plus ion. So this is an ion. Fe2 plus. Fe is ion. IRON. Now this is in the ionic form. Ion means ION. Ionic form. Metal, that is iron metal in the ionic form, that is Fe2 plus. So oxidation state of this ion is 2 plus. Oxidation state of this ion is 2 plus. So iron, iron. Okay. So oxidation state of ion is Fe2 plus. So this Fe2 plus ion, it is getting oxidized to Fe3 plus ion by losing 1 electron. So 1 electron from this Fe2 plus ion is lost. So Fe2 plus ion is getting converted into Fe3 plus ion because 1 electron is lost. So because 1 electron is lost, it's getting a new charge of Fe3 plus. Okay. So this, since the electron is lost here, this reaction is an example for oxidation reaction. Likewise, Cu2 plus ion, copper ion. Cu2 plus ion is copper ion. So to copper ion, Cu2 plus ion, 2 electrons are added or 2 electrons are gained. So because it is gaining, we write from the left hand side. If we are losing, we write from the right hand side. Okay. So here electrons are lost, so we write from the right hand side. And here electrons are gained, so we write it from the left hand side. Okay. So copper ion, Cu2 plus ion, gain 2 electrons. And this copper to ion is getting reduced to copper. It is getting reduced to copper. Okay, so this is an example for reduction reaction. Why? Because 2 electrons are gained and are accepted by this Cu2 plus ion, and Cu2 plus ion is getting converted or getting reduced to copper metal. Now the oxidation state of this copper is 0 oxidation state, whereas this Cu2 plus ion oxidation state is 2 plus. Okay, understanding? Yes. So Cu2 plus ion, by gaining 2 electrons, it is getting reduced to copper, and the oxidation state of this copper is 0 oxidation state. Okay. So this is an elemental form of copper. Understanding? So this is an example for the reduction reaction. So let us once again review what is oxidation and reduction reaction. So oxidation reaction is addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen, and reduction reaction is removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. And in terms of electron, oxidation reaction is loss of electron and reduction reaction is gain of electrons. So when oxidation reaction and reduction reaction take place, occurs simultaneously, then such reactions are called as redox reaction. Fine. To the examination point of view, oxidation and reduction reactions are very important concept. So hope you understood all these examples present in this video. Fine. So try to understand and study it thoroughly. Fine.